everyone, I am back to make the hand and foot cream that goes along with the foot soak detox and the rosemary hand and foot scrub that we made in the other videos. So we're going to go over what you're going to need to make this. So as you can see, I do have a bread maker here. It's not so much the bread maker, but if you don't have a bread maker, anything that you have that's electronic that would help you to whip this cream into a nice butter would be helpful. You're going to be using a double boiler to cook the ingredients. I have my trusty scale so I can weigh it out in grams. We're going to be using in this recipe 45 grams of mango butter. It is 7 grams of jojoba oil, 7 grams of sweet almond oil, and 7 grams of coconut oil. We're also going to be using 4 grams of the plant wax candelilla to help bind that cream together. And it's going to be a peppermint lavender cream. So we have our essential oils ready. So this cream is really nice because one, it's very natural, it's 100% vegan. It gives you all the moisturizing that you could need, especially when it comes to your feet, because our feet, as you know, we walk around, it gets very dry. I personally live in Florida, so sun is definitely a huge thing. It's always hot down here. But I use mango butter. When you're making recipes, it's not so much whether I used mango butter or shea butter, or if I went for coconut oil or decided to go with sweet almond oil. It's really a preference of what you want and how oily and what consistency that you're looking for. So in this oil, I'm looking for a consistency that definitely is going to moisturize, but I don't want it to be so oily that it takes a long time to rub into the skin. For your feet, that might be great, but when you're using it for your hands and your feet, you want it to blend right in. And the great thing about mango butter is that it is very lightweight butter, and the great thing about candelilla wax is that it smooths right into your skin. So we're gonna get started on making that cream. Okay, so we have the double boiler out. If you haven't seen my other videos, it's just a pot with water with another pot on top of it. If you don't have this, you can use a pot with a glass bowl in it. Just make sure the water is not too high so water does not get in your product. We're going to be starting with the mango butter. So that was 45 grams of mango butter. And we're going to allow that to melt first, and then we will put in the wax. Okay, so now that the mango butter has almost completely melted, we're going to throw in the candelilla wax. This is the plant-based wax that helps bind it together. We're going to allow that to melt, mix it nice into the mango butter, and then we can add the coconut oil. Okay, now as you can see, the candelilla wax melted completely. We're going to be adding the coconut oil in, and although it looks like butter, it's going to melt really fast because it's an oil. So we're going to get the sweet almond oil and throw it right in. Okay, and that melted fairly quickly. We're going to be throwing in the other 2 oils, the sweet almond oil and the jojoba oil. We're going to mix that really well, and then we're going to turn off the heat. Now that all that has melted together, we're actually going to pour it into our bread maker. We're going to want to allow it to cool for a little bit before we mix it, so it's going to solidify a little bit before you want to whip it into a butter. As it cools, we're going to throw the essential oils in. Okay, so we're going to be putting in about 8 drops of lavender. And we're going to put in about 12 drops of peppermint. All right, we're going to allow that to cool, and then we'll come back and be able to mix it up. All right, so now that we have allowed it to cool down and solidify, we're going to use this bread maker to blend it. Now you can use any kind of blender you have, like maybe some egg beaters, anything that will allow you to whip it really well. So let's get that started. have whipped up this butter. I'm going to bring it all down and I'm going to fill up one of my jars. Yes, definitely has a nice lavender peppermint smell. So I have the scale on. This jar fits approximately 2 ounces. So we're going to see how much cream we made. Alright, after getting all the cream in there, there's actually exactly 2 ounces. And then of course there's some residuals in the bowl that you can use yourself. And it's great for the hands and feet. So like I said earlier in the video, this is a great follow-up to the other videos I made with the foot soak detox. And then using the rosemary foot scrub, hand and foot scrub, and this cream followed by a pair of socks is the perfect nighttime fix for your feet. So if you have any comments or recommendations, please leave them below. I will also leave a link of where you can purchase these ingredients yourself down below so that you can get started on making your own hand and foot cream. And then of course, like my video and share it to anyone else you know that would be interested. And then subscribe to my channel to get future updates.